Hey guys, it is Monday, February 9th. I'm headed over to Spadina. I'm gonna take the 510 streetcar down to Union. I'm making my way to the ferry. I don't think I've ever actually ridden the Spadina streetcar this far. Usually I just bike everywhere, so, no need. But anyways, yesterday, some people were posting about people walking on the inner harbor of Toronto. And honestly, it's been cold for a while now, so I've been meaning to get out here and walk on the ice / do some skating. I want to do it from the island. I think it's a little bit dangerous to do it straight from the Toronto shore. There wasn't much of a line, so I just headed over to the shore. And it is looking pretty frozen out here. Well, it looks like something has come by and broken up the ice. Like, I don't know that colorful stretch, if that was like recently broken. There are some footprints on the ice here, I don't know. And that snow. I'm not gonna risk walking on that part of the ice. And yeah, we got about 20 minutes to kill until the ferry leaves. And it's pretty cold out today. Luckily there is an indoor waiting section that most of the people are hanging out inside. I didn't even know that this existed, but that's good. So yeah, the temperatures over the past, I don't know, like 20 days, they've all been in the negatives. Even the highest max temperatures have been low. This is a video from January 24th of people skating on the island. Or I guess next to the island. This is one of the things that made me want to go out here. And again, this is like from 2 weeks ago, so a week of cold temperatures and people are out skating on the ice. That's enough for some people, I guess. They say you need at least like 4 or 5 inches of ice to be out there skating. Yeah, I guess maybe, I don't know. I haven't really stood on much ice before. But yeah, I'm hanging out near the back of the ferry. I got on last. And yeah, here's a crowd of people who came over to look at the city. I don't know why everyone was so obsessed with looking at the island at the beginning. I feel like the view is the city, really. Yeah, here we are making our way towards the island. And we've got a lane of broken up ice. I guess the ferry breaks the ice. I can see some people skating where I want to go. So that's kind of my mission for my island visit. Seemed like a fair amount of people went towards the beach right next to the ferry to check out the ice over there. I mean, the ferry breaks up the ice, so I don't know how safe that is. I didn't really look. I figured I have about an hour to check out the island if I want to make it onto the next ferry. Again, checking out the canals. I've been thinking about skating around the island for like 7 years since CJ Oil posted a video where he like skates from the Ward Island down to Gibraltar Point, and it just looks cool. Unfortunately, there's too much snow, so if you're gonna skate on like the little water sections between, it's kind of not really possible because of all the snow. And there's tons of footprints out here, but I wasn't exactly sure if I should just start walking out here. Like, I don't know how old these footprints are, even though it hasn't been warm enough to melt them. However, a little bit further down the road, I did see somebody walking on the river or the canal, whatever you want to call this section of the lake. And yeah, I figured if that guy was doing it, why not, Why not? Why shouldn't I walk on the ice here? It is why I'm out here, to go walk on the ice. And as I was getting out here, I didn't hear any sounds. And this path seems like it's well worn, so I don't think I'm gonna fall in. However, as I was getting closer to the harbor area, the more open lakes section, I was hearing some like weird creaky crackiness. It's mostly just my footprints in the snow. But every now and again, I feel like I'm hearing something. Although it must be pretty light, because I don't know. I don't know if you could really hear anything in the recording. I wasn't really hearing it when I was playing it back. Anyways, this is between Algonquin Island and Snake Island. It's called Sunfish Cut on Google Maps, if you want to go to that exact spot later. But yeah, this is where I'm heading out. It's feeling pretty solid. That's probably the first chunk of ice that I could really see. And I guess since it's windy out here, maybe it's been clearing out the snow, since there are some bare sections out here. It looks like people shovel over there near the sunset viewpoint. I think that's probably, well, you know, I'm hearing other people say that that part freezes and is relatively safe. But yeah, there was a small patch that I could skate on, so I figured I'd just do that instead of going crashing their party over there. And as you can see, I'm actually a terrible skater. It's been years since I've skated, but what can I say, man? It's like one of those things that you don't get the chance to skate on the harbor every year. Like, I've been looking for the past like 7 years since that CJ Hoyle video. And yeah, this is the first time I've personally felt safe enough to do it. You know, we've got like 3 solid weeks of sub-zero temperature, and like not just sub-zero, like sometimes it's like -10, -20. It's been cold, guys. So that was fun. You know, I skated for like less than 5 minutes and my feet already hurt, so I'm just back in my boots and I'm walking. Gonna walk back to Algonquin Island. I packed a bit of a lunch here, so, you know, just some snacks really. Eating some cucumber and pepperoni sticks and a bit of cheese. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool out here. There's somebody like way out there in the middle of the lake, which again, I'm not gonna risk that. Although it might be more dangerous on the edge here, the shore. It was looking kind of melted. I don't know. Somebody had put down one of the rescue ladders to help people climb up. Yeah. Algonquin Island, pretty good island. Again, I'm trying to head back within the hour. The ferry is going at a reduced service. It's ice break schedule. So it leaves like on the top of the hour, and then it goes back to the city at the hour and a half mark. And yeah, this is actually before I headed out to the ice. I wanted to have a look at the lake, and over on this side the lake is moving. I scared a bunch of ducks by accident. I didn't know the ducks were there. Sorry, ducks. But the water's looking crystal clear. You know, I figured you guys would want to get to the skating content, but I didn't want to leave this part out because, like, what's the deal with all these strollers? Anyways, back to the after skate section. I'm heading to the ferry. You get about an hour and 15 minutes since the ferry takes about 15 minutes to cross the lake. But yeah, once I got back here, I had a look at the section of the lake next to the ferry. Tons of people are on the ice out here. That's pretty wild. Kind of like curious that people would come out here without skates. It's kind of like, what's the point if you don't have skates? Yeah. So at 3:30, I guess the ferry is expecting a bunch of children. Yeah, it kind of reminds me that Amanda was thinking of enrolling River at a island school. You'd have to ride the ferry every day? It'd be cool, but probably annoying, especially on days like today where it's pretty cold out. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, kind of wild to me that people are just hanging out on the ice, kind of close to where the ferry breaks the ice. Like, I was like a kilometer away. Whereas this, a few hundred meters maybe? Maybe not even in some spots. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I found somebody's live stream that I was in. They were talking very loud to their stream, so it wasn't that hard. But, yeah, it's kind of cool. Lots of open patches over there. And again, somebody like almost in the middle of the harbor. Like, damn, guys. Some real daredevil shit going on over there. But you know, you gotta get that dope baller shot. Like, I get it. I mean, what can I say? I was out here on the lake as well. So yeah, I didn't spend a long time out there. I probably could have toughed it out for another hour if I wanted to. But I was worried that I'd feel cold and then like would want to leave. So an hour was enough for me to do what I wanted to do, really. I'm not sure if there's like restaurants and stuff, but maybe I could have hung out more. Yeah, the captain was saying to hold on to something because it might be shaky. But it wasn't that shaky. So yeah, that was my island adventure. Do kind of feel like, man, should have made more of a day out of it, I guess, but it's fine. My feet, well, I guess my toes were a little cold. But otherwise, I was pretty warmly dressed. And there was next to no wind today, so that really helped to not feel cold. Anyways, back in Toronto, I had to use the washroom, so went into this shopping center. I think it's like technically a part of the path. Not sure if it has a proper name. But yeah, there's a food court in here. What's it called? The RBC Water Park Place. Yeah. Washrooms weren't signed very well, but you'll find it if you need it. But yeah, I figured I would just take the streetcar back the same way that I came. And it's neat to see there's like a level crossing here, underground, which is not very common. I guess it's not like a subway, so they can just have a level crossing. I mean, I cross the streetcar tracks on the street pretty often, so why not have them underground? And yeah, we're actually getting some blue sky. Pretty nice. I did see some people on the ice as we were going by. Yeah. What can I say, guys? Tomorrow it's supposed to go above freezing for an hour. So maybe don't... Well, I don't know. The ice isn't going to melt in 1 hour, but... You know, it's up to you to do what you want, you know? Yeah, I guess do what you want. Looking up online, they're like, it's never truly safe, but ultimately do what you want. It's not illegal to go on the ice. I also stopped at the leather sewing supply store, and I got some waterproof zippers and some replacement buckles. Yeah, I accidentally broke one of the buckles on my bag. However, I might not actually use them. Once I started actually like using them, they didn't feel very good, which kind of sucks. Oh well. Anyways, I was thinking of checking out some more shops, which I did, but I kind of cut most of those out because this video is already kind of long. But yeah, Ajisen ramen, my first ramen love. I did go into Tapfong Trading, and I was looking for some cabbage peelers, you know, to help with the keto diet. There's an influencer that makes a bunch of cabbage-based recipes, and he has like this super peeling thing, or at least it feels like a super peeler thing, with how well it like shreds the cabbage. I want the cabbage to be like lacy and fine, which, yeah, my cabbage has never felt like that when I'm just chopping it. But they didn't have any other cabbage peelers other than like this green one that I already found. I was hoping there'd be more. I mean, I guess there's this thing, which Looks like it's gonna rust because the display one is all rusty, and that's pretty nasty. I don't want to eat rust, but it is what it is, I guess. And this, maybe that would work, but it's like kind of like the one he uses. Yeah, this is the guy. I should have put it earlier in the video, but like, yeah, look at how fine that cabbage is. Probably be tasty. So yeah, decided to go with that cheaper one. You know, I don't know if I want to spend like 20 or 30 bucks on Amazon for the same one that guy uses. But maybe I will. Anyways, on my way home, I also stopped at A&C, but again, this video is so long. So yeah, chilling out for the rest of the day. Here's me trying to use that cabbage peeler. Yeah, it's trash, guys. Sorry. But still ate some salad, and that was decent. Later, guys.